There's nothing more disgusting than being insensitive about a sexual assault case. Mario Lemieux's silence on the sexual assault within the Penguins organization really rubbed people the wrong way. While his silence was disappointing, it didn't shock anyone, as his past ego issues have made moments like this feel almost expected. Lemieux faced some criticism over the years for turning down invitations to play for Team Canada in international tournaments. He often explained that his decision was based on personal reasons, or sometimes because he had previous experiences that weren't very enjoyable. To many fans, this seemed odd, especially given Lemieux's status as one of the top players in the world at the time. Some felt he wasn't showing enough national pride, and there were even whispers that he was being unpatriotic by not representing his country on the global stage. But Lemieux's reasons weren't just about avoiding the spotlight. He had some difficult experiences with the Canadian team in the past that shaped his decision. For example, after a rough experience at the 1987 Canada Cup, Lemieux seemed a bit disillusioned with the whole process of international hockey. He also had a lot of injuries to deal with throughout his career, and the last thing he wanted was to risk further damage while playing in tournaments that were outside of the NHL. Lemieux was drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1984. He made a pretty bold move that raised some eyebrows. Instead of proudly putting on the team jersey right after being selected, Lemieux refused to wear it at the draft table. The reason? He hadn't yet signed a contract with the Penguins. To Lemieux, it was important to hold off on making that public gesture until the deal was official. This decision didn't sit well with some people, though. In the world of sports, there's this unwritten rule that you put on the jersey when you're drafted as a sign of respect to the team that just chose you. For Lemieux, it wasn't about disrespect. It was more about making sure his contract situation was settled first. He wanted to ensure everything was in place before publicly embracing the team. When Lemieux became the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of the more controversial decisions he made was signing Billy Tibbets, a player who had a troubling past, including a prior rape conviction. This move raised a lot of eyebrows and sparked a big debate. Many fans, players, and even some media outlets were shocked by the decision. They felt that bringing in a player with such a criminal history was a bad look for the team, and some questioned Lemieux's judgment as an owner. The signing of Tibbets was a tough situation for Lemieux. On one hand, Tibbets was a talented player with potential, but on the other hand, his past made it a highly sensitive issue. People were quick to point out that a team with such a respected figure like Lemieux at the helm should be more mindful of the message it was sending by giving a second chance to someone with that kind of history. Lemieux later explained that he wanted to give Tibbets an opportunity to turn his life around and that he believed in second chances. The situation became a bit of a PR headache for Lemieux and the Penguins, as it forced the organization to publicly address the decision and defend it. Lemieux took a lot of heat over the years for staying silent about serious sexual assault allegations within the Pittsburgh Penguins organization, including one involving a former assistant coach. When these troubling accusations came to light, Lemieux, who was the owner of the team by this point, didn't speak out publicly. His silence didn't sit well with many people, especially considering the severity of the allegations. Fans, journalists, and even some within the hockey community felt that by not addressing the issue head-on, Lemieux was being insensitive and, in some ways, dismissive of the victim's experiences. The whole situation was complicated because while Lemieux had every right to protect his organization, his silence left a lot of people questioning his priorities and his commitment to ensuring a safe environment for everyone involved with the Penguins. Lemieux was born to be a hockey player. Growing up in the working-class Villemar neighborhood with his brothers, he started playing hockey at just 3 years old. They used wooden spoons as sticks and bottle caps as pucks, and his dad even built a rink on the front lawn. Lemieux's talent quickly shone through, and by 1984 he was breaking records with the Laval Voisin in the QMJHL, scoring 282 points in a single season. At the 1984 NHL draft, Lemieux, upset over contract talks, refused to shake the Penguins' GM's hand or wear their jersey. When Mario Lemieux came to the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1984, the team was in a rough spot. They were struggling financially, and rumors of relocation were swirling. On top of that, they hadn't made the playoffs in years. But Lemieux quickly made his mark. He scored a goal on his first NHL shot and went on to win Rookie of the Year with 100 points, an incredible debut. By his second season, he finished second in league scoring, just behind Wayne Gretzky. Though the Penguins still missed the playoffs in 1987, Lemieux's amazing play in the Canada Cup that year was a turning point, helping him take his game to the next level. By 1988, Lemieux's hard work paid off as he claimed his first Art Ross Trophy as the league's top scorer and the Hart Trophy as the MVP, all while leading the Penguins to their first winning record in nearly a decade. His arrival marked the beginning of a new era for the team. In the 1988-89 season, Lemieux was absolutely on fire. He led the league with 114 assists and scored 85 goals, finishing with 199 points, making him the only player ever to come close to Gretzky's 200-plus point seasons. Lemieux set some impressive milestones, like being the second player to score 70-plus goals in 2 seasons and the only one to net 13 shorthanded goals in a single year. The Penguins, boosted by his incredible performance, made the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. One of the standout moments that season came on December 31st, 1988, when Lemieux scored 8 points in a game against the New Jersey Devils, becoming the only player in NHL history to score in all 5 game situations. Even strength, power play, shorthanded, penalty shot, and empty net. In 1989-90, Lemieux had an amazing streak of 46 consecutive games with at least 1 point, second only to Gretzky's record. Despite missing 21 games due to injury, Lemieux finished 4th in the league with 123 points. But a herniated disc required surgery in 1990, causing him to miss 50 games in 1990-91. Even so, Lemieux helped the Penguins win their first Stanley Cup, earning the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. He scored one of the most famous goals in NHL history, skating through defenders and scoring a stunning solo effort in Game 2 of the Finals. The 1992-93 season was off to a blazing start for Lemieux. He set a Penguins record by scoring in 12 consecutive games and was on pace to challenge Gretzky's insane records for goals and points in a season. But everything changed on January 12, 1993, when Lemieux was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma. After undergoing aggressive radiation treatment, he was sidelined for 2 months. Even so, when he came back, he was just 12 points behind the league leader, Pat LaFontaine. One of his most unforgettable moments came after his last radiation treatment. Lemieux flew to Philadelphia to play the Flyers, scoring a goal and an assist while earning a standing ovation from the Philadelphia crowd, a rare honor for any visiting player. Despite missing 24 games that season, Lemieux finished with 160 points in just 60 games and claimed his 4th scoring title. Lemieux also battled through a back injury, requiring surgery in 1993. After a brief break, he made a dramatic comeback in 1995, scoring his 500th career goal in just 605 games. That same year, he won his 3rd Hart Trophy and 5th Art Ross Trophy. In 1997, after a remarkable career, Lemieux announced his retirement after the playoffs, finishing as the only player with a career average of more than 2 points per game, and was inducted into the Hall of Fame later that year. In the 1990s, the Penguins' financial situation hit rock bottom, with over $90 million in debt. Things got so bad that the team had to declare bankruptcy in 1998. Lemieux, who had deferred $32.5 million in salary, stepped in with a bold idea. He'd convert part of his salary into equity and buy the team, saving it from leaving Pittsburgh. His plan was approved, and by 1999, Lemieux became the Penguins' majority owner, the first former NHL player to do so. In 2012, a statue of Lemieux was unveiled outside Pittsburgh's Consol Energy Center, capturing his iconic 1988 goal against the Islanders. The statue shows him weaving between 2 defenders. In 1992, a local candy company even made a Mario bar featuring his image and trading cards. And that's a wrap for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an update.